History doesn't care about good enough. In the tech world, being second place is just a slow way of disappearing. Take the Zune. Microsoft built a capable music player with crisp audio and a functional interface, but the iPod had already captured the market's attention and defined the entire category. Or look at Google Glass. It dominated headlines for a year and generated massive initial hype, but media attention does not automatically translate into long-term operational success or actual user adoption. And we all know what happened to Blockbuster. They had thousands of physical locations and millions of loyal customers, but they failed to adapt to a shift that redefined how media was consumed. Right now, the AI gold rush is triggering that exact same panic. The media focuses on the winner-takes-all market, and businesses rush to buy whatever software is making headlines today. Adopting AI infrastructure based on reactive panic leads to emotional, poorly planned infrastructure purchases rather than strategic ones. Deploying enterprise AI embeds a foundational infrastructure layer across your organization, requiring a strategy far beyond a simple web login. This quadrant maps the market. The horizontal axis is operational effort. The vertical is out-of-the-box capability. Top left are paid leaders, ChatGPT and Claude, offering high utility with minimal setup. Bottom right are open source models, raw engines requiring huge developer effort. Standardizing early on a leader kickstarts a data flywheel. More users within your company feed specific data into the system, which refines the outputs for your unique corporate ecosystem. However, that flywheel creates massive switching costs. The deeper an AI integrates into your workflows and learns your data, the harder it becomes to move to a different provider later. Standardizing on a model binds your business to a specific operational framework and a long-term technical partner. Choosing a flashy interface over strong underlying infrastructure risks locking you into a decaying ecosystem. For professionals watching budgets, the instinct is to look at open source models like Llama or Gemma as a way to completely avoid licensing fees. This chart breaks down the real math. You start with a zero-cost baseline for the software, but you immediately hit massive hidden costs for cloud hosting, dedicated security hardening, and constant developer troubleshooting. If your business handles client data, you need SOC 2 compliance. Securing a DIY self-hosted open source model creates a significant layer of corporate liability for your IT department. Then there is the talent gap. You are forced to use highly paid developers to maintain server infrastructure and troubleshoot open source code, rather than building your actual product. There's a reason the old saying was, "Nobody gets fired for buying IBM." Historically, businesses pay a premium for guaranteed uptime and reliability because operational downtime costs far more than a software license. The lack of upfront fees is entirely negated by the operational tax, compliance headaches, and wasted engineering hours forced onto your internal team. This matrix allows us to evaluate the three options directly. We are looking at integrations, reasoning, setup cost, and security. ChatGPT's core enterprise strength is the sheer size of its ecosystem. It is packed with pre-built, out-of-the-box software connections that require zero configuration from your staff. It features native integrations directly built into the Microsoft environments your teams likely use every day. It also connects directly into massive CRM platforms like Salesforce without needing custom API coding from your engineers. ChatGPT acts as a versatile Swiss Army knife, providing speed across almost every department. The trade-off is that this broad, multimodal approach occasionally sacrifices deep logical precision for conversational speed. Now we look at Anthropic's Claude. It occupies the reasoning and nuance row of our matrix, operating strictly as a deep reasoning specialist. The defining technical advantage here is its 200,000 token context window. You can feed it entire code bases or hundreds of pages of dense legal documents at once. Underneath, it uses a framework called constitutional AI. This gives the model a rigid set of rules it must follow to actively minimize hallucinations and false outputs. While ChatGPT aims for broad versatility, Claude narrows its focus. If ChatGPT is the Swiss Army knife, Claude is the scalpel. High-stakes workflows require mathematical precision, where logic errors can jeopardize an entire deployment, rather than just causing a minor conversational glitch. Selecting Claude means trading away a vast pre-built ecosystem for surgical depth. This makes it the current standard for high-complexity coding and legal workflows. To solve the fragmentation dilemma, we construct the optimal AI stack. This structural blueprint layers tools safely. The top tier is your core engine. You standardize on one frontier model, either ChatGPT or Claude, for daily operations. The middle tier is your failsafe, maintaining access to the alternative frontier model as a reliable backup when the network experiences downtime. The base tier is the sandbox, where open-source models actually belong in a corporate setting. This stacked architecture protects your core, client-facing workflows with heavily secured premium platforms. Simultaneously, it gives your engineering team a localized space to innovate and test concepts locally. Standardizing this tiered approach secures vital SOC 2 compliance for your main business operations without choking off experimental open-source innovation in your R&D labs. For implementation, if you run general administration, sales, or marketing teams, direct them toward the broader ChatGPT ecosystem for speed and connectivity. If you outfit specialized data scientists, heavy developers, or legal teams, deploy Claude for its precise logic and massive document capacity. The operational divide between enterprises standardizing on frontier models and those struggling with DIY setups is widening. One side is accelerating away, while the other remains stuck managing infrastructure. If you want to see exactly how these top-tier platforms connect into tools like Salesforce, click the link in the description to review the integration setups. Investing in frontier infrastructure stops the constant drain on engineering talent and allows your team to focus entirely on building products that generate revenue. In a market this vast, the most expensive mistake you can make is trying to save money on the engine.